Good morning, everyone. It's Victoria Lorien Fabish and the lovely and incomparable, gorgeous Pamela Sylvan.
Good morning.
As promised on a Tuesday. Let us know that you're here. I'm going to do a little bit of sharing, and we're going to talk about finding your freedom and finding your way courageously, because not everyone's going to like it. That I know. Not everyone's going to like it. Absolutely. So I'm just going to do a quick share on a couple of groups so that we can, create a little bit of a buzz for ourselves, and then we'll go from there. How are you, my dear?
I'm absolutely wonderful and thrilled to be here with you, Victoria.
I'm so glad that you're here. We've known each other a while.
Yeah.
But the thing about you that I love more than anything is that, no matter what earthquakes are going on in your life, and I can really relate, you present amazingly.
Well, something my grandmother always said, and we've heard it time and time again.
Yeah.
You never let them see you sweat.
Yeah.
And people are going to stare, so give them something to stare at.
Give them something to stare at. But, I love that philosophy because, the truth is that life is full of these hurricanes. Life is full of these incredible tests and ways of experiencing, hey, Julia, nice to see you, and ways of challenging us. Absolutely. I think the people that we love the most are our biggest challengers, pain in the asses, and
our
also
inner
teachers.
Circle people. They are those people that really push us to be our better selves.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. And the growth that can happen. But before the growth, I have to say, we can't bullshit ourselves. It's tough. It's really, really tough.
Well, that's why we're here.
That is why we're here. And what I captioned our talk about is about reinvention. The notion of reinvention, really reinventing oneself in terms of, really deciding that we're not going to just be in the muck and the mire and the bullshit and having people. Like, the thing is, I don't know if anybody can relate. Hi, Rick, and hi, Nadia. Love that. I love everyone who's joining us. You would love Nadia. She's an incredible artist here in Toronto.
Hey, Nadia.
She does beautiful skylines, gorgeous skylines. And Rick, he's got the coffee mug picture. I've done one for him. Anyways, I'm glad everyone's joining in. And I know we're on a Tuesday, not a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because I wanted to do this I wanted to have you here, and you're leaving tomorrow.
Oh, I am.
She's jet setting away. Hey, Paul. And I'm going to I'm just going to do a little bit more sharing, just because we're here together, and I want everyone to be in on the journey. Fernanda, who also reinvented her life completely and lives.
Good morning, Fernanda.
Yeah, she's Brazilian, was in the States, and now in Mexico. I get this all from my show now. I know people. It's such a cool thing, and just keep joining us, everybody, because I think there's going to be some really massive gems that are going to come off of this. Amazing human, Pamela Sylvan. Okay, Pamela, let me ask you just right now. Thank you, Fernanda. Let me ask you just a little bit about your journey that said, okay, I have got to, hola, minha querida Fernanda, I have got to reinvent my life. I've got to do something different.
Yeah.
I got to choose freedom.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to choose freedom? Give us not the personal everything, but a little bit personal about why you had to decide freedom was your choice.
First of all, start off by saying everybody has their what I would call cage in which they live. Everyone's cage is different.
Okay.
My cage happened to be a primary relationship that I was swimming in for many years. I had a child in that relationship.
Right.
And recognized for myself that the longer I stayed here in this situation, the less Pamela was able to fly.
Okay, cage. I love the image of a cage.
Yes.
Okay.
And
wow.
From an outside view, it all seemed wonderful. We had all the house, the cars, the toys. We had it all. So there was no expected motivating reason why I would pick up and just demolish the whole thing, other than
you did demolish it.
Yes, other than I was slowly dying.
Can you relate primary relationship in which you feel like you're slowly dying?
And what did that look like for me?
Wow,
I kept ending up in the hospital, and on my third ambulance trip into the hospital, The nurse there said to me, people that come in with those numbers never leave. And while the hospital staff was rushing around trying to save me, I had my own little personal conversation with God and said, I know why I'm here. And if you allow me to walk out, I will change my life.
What were the numbers? These are like heart numbers and all kinds of terrible...
Yep.
Your health was not doing well.
Yeah, I didn't expect to walk out. And...
wow. So glad you did.
Oh, I'm quite glad I did. But the point is, then, even though we make those declarations to ourselves and to life goes back to normal.
Right.
We think, oh, well, was it really that bad? I can put up with it. We settle and we make concessions and we go right back into the nonsense.
Yes.
And
we do it because it's familiar.
Oh.
Because there's guilt.
Oh.
A lot of guilt.
And there are other people counting on us.
Yeah.
Right? So... I had a little bit of a poke and prod from life. When I got home, I had this miracle fish I called Blue that basically gave up her life for me. It was a reminder that I had made a promise with life. When I got home, the fish was floating.
Oh my goodness. So she was like, okay.
Yeah. And I said to myself, if I do not follow through on the promise I made to myself into life, I too will end up like this fish. I immediately packed my bags and left. Never looked back.
Oh my gosh.
Since then...
You brave woman.
Packed up, after a few years living in the area, packed up and moved across the country.
To Victoria.
To Victoria by myself, knew nobody. I landed there with 2 suitcases and a laptop and flew. But that's what you have to do sometimes, people. You have to dig deep and run and move with it.
Oh, I mean, this is... It's powerful what you're saying.
I like what Julia's saying here.
Yes, let's do it. You know, it's predictable too. Even if it's shit, it's predictable shit, and there's comfort in that. I feel like I'm at
a block with that. I
Yeah,
understand
I'm
the
at a block
blocks,
with that.
Julia.
Yes.
Because we
Julia, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, she hit it on the head.
On the head.
For 14 years, I was in a block with that.
Yeah, and predictable. It's a predictable. But it's comfortable and something you know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give up my way of being. I don't want to give up my life. I don't
Lifestyle.
want to give up the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what about my friends? I won't be able to be like my friends. I wouldn't be able to have the stuff like my friends. I wouldn't be able to travel like my friends because now I'm on the outside of the money.
Yeah.
And I had to fend for myself, and I had to figure it out for myself with nobody.
Right.
Nobody, no money.
Yeah, nobody, no money. But I like what I called, what you captioned these words, making powerful and elegant mojo moves. Because you always, what is a mojo move? Because I love that you use mojo maker, mojo moves. What's mojo moves?
Well, mojo is our inherent power that sort of floats beneath our awareness.
Okay.
We all have it. There's no one person that has it more than the other. Some people just choose to move in there and spiral it up and use it. But we all have it.
Yeah. But we got to really find it sometimes, or at least uncover it.
Yeah.
And Ryan...
trapping.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. Sometimes the material trappings of life keep you imprisoned in situations and relationships, hence the word trap in trappings. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly, the trappings.
So I'm speaking to the ladies at this point.
But also Ryan.
Ryan, yes. But
we need some more guys.
But you know what? I speak to the ladies specifically because we tend to fall into that trap that we cannot be all that we can without a significant other providing our wherewithal and our financial means. What we can.
It's a bit of a pattern, is what I'm hearing. And thanks for joining us, Jessica and Oliver. I really appreciate that. Yeah. I really find that for you, when you say that, it's really resonating with people. The notion that money, lifestyle, that type of thing does capture a lot of women.
Well,
absolutely.
And it's having the confidence and the self-efficacy to make those difficult choices, and that's part of my ethos around freedom. It's having that power, internal power, to make those choices that are tough. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and say, I floated off into the sunset. Absolutely not.
No.
I made the choice, hit a hard wall, boom, thought, oh my God, what did I do?
So powerful. Hey, Shireen, beautiful Shireen, chef extraordinaire.
Hey, Shireen, nice to see you.
Now, I will say that when I think of the words, the other day I was talking with someone who said, "Are you, Victoria, are you self-caring?" And I'm like, "Of course. I go to the gym. I eat properly. I don't exaggerate." No, he said, "I mean, emotionally self-care." And I was a bit stunned because I teach this stuff.
Yeah.
But he was challenging me. He's like, "Do you self-care enough?" Because I was working on my own issues with a close relationship. And he said, "What is that?" Well, he says, "My definition of emotional self-care is the decision to be able to freely enjoy your life without the trappings of guilt and other people's wants for you."
The good opinion of other people.
The good opinion of other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I do feel the guilt, the hook of the guilt when I enjoy my life. I have a story that says I can't enjoy my life unless that other person's enjoying their life.
Yeah,
and that is hugely hook. So you know what I do? Every few minutes, I'm unhooking that. I'm going unhook, letting myself enjoy life without the hook.
And I think the other illusion we have, especially in the self-help realm, is that we instantly should feel better about these self-empowering...
These big choices.
Oh, no. The minute you make these self-empowering choices, you panic. Life falls apart as you know it. It feels nasty. People that used to be your best buds have disappeared on you because you are no longer that person they knew.
Wow.
You have to hang on and keep in front of you a clear image of that person that you want to be. It's confidence, it's power, it's courage.
I think it's courage.
Courage.
Hashtag courageous conversations with yourself.
Moment by moment.
Moment by moment. Moment by moment. Thanks, Michelle Desjardins, for joining us. Lovely, lovely Michelle. And I would say for you and me and anyone out there who's in this moment where you're saying, okay, let me make a decision here. Please anticipate that it's going to be hard, because it's not easy. These are not easy things to do.
Yeah.
These are really challenging things to do.
And as we jump in on this conversation about change and especially, again, in the world of personal development and self-help,
right.
Motivation and all of that stuff, inspiration, it's wonderful. It really is.
It's like a jump start.
But it's a jump start, but it doesn't last. We have to do the work. And when people hear work, that's uncomfortable. It's like homework or school days. We don't want to do that. We don't want to put in the time and energy. But let me tell you, if you want to be that hashtag courageous person, that confident person moving out into the world, you have to allow that uncomfortable time into your life. Else it's not going to happen. No motivation is going to last.
I talk about a little bit of pain. You've got to withstand the smaller pain to avoid the bigger pain of feeling the self-betrayal and the self-shame that you didn't do these things.
That's right.
Because that's the more destroying pain, I would say.
That's right.
It's like you're finding yourself in your life. What's that? The regret pain.
Regret.
And going, oh my God, I didn't save myself. I didn't do this thing for myself.
Or even worse, the feeling of shame.
Shame that you didn't.
The shame, and we all know Brene Brown talks about vulnerability and such, and allowing that feeling of vulnerability to sort of coat our life for a time. We don't wallow there. We don't stay there.
That's right.
We don't get wrapped up in it, and we start sort of waving that flag and saying, "Look at me, poor me."
Right.
No, it is real work, and we're all required to do it. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
And to your point, when you were talking off camera before we came on, we talked about something that was happening with me, and there is beauty on the other side of this.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because you're having a hard time, doesn't mean you still can't comb your hair and come out and look your best and still do that. Because remember, you're still in the world. Other people are watching what you do and how you do it.
Right. So you don't want to just, just throw it all out there. I think it's be discerning. Be discerning.
Yeah.
But also there are, when you clear as Julia said, the shit, when you start to clear it out, when you start to really clear that out, or at least get clear about your relationship to the shit.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I think it's not only, hi Leo Paul, good to see you. There is no, magic in that clearing out the shit or the clearing out the relationship that had its hooks into you to destroy you, essentially.
Yeah.
or that you allowed. There's no magic on that.
No.
But once you start to do it, what really starts to happen is, oh, okay, big void. And what are you going to fill the void with?
Yeah.
What are you going to fill that void with? What are you going to fill it with?
But you know, you and I, we're out in the world and we're moving and we're shaking and we're speaking and we're talking and we're writing and we're doing all of these things that we see all of the online influencer types are doing.
Right.
It's there for all of us to do. It's there that we can all participate in the party.
Yes. The party.
But and nothing wrong with that. I think we all need to participate in life's party. But come with some experience. Come with the courage to have the conversations. I mean, wonderful for you that you're providing a platform for people to know that this is the stuff that we need to focus on. We can look beautiful all we want, but if you're covering that, it's like the turd Sunday. You know what a turd is?
No.
Your dog's leaving on the sidewalk. It's a turd. And you can dress that stuff up with whipped cream and a cherry, but it's still a turd. Many of us are living lives of these turd Sundays. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Scrape that stuff back, and what are you finding? A mess, a smelly mess.
That's right.
And it scares us. We want to cover it back up and spray some perfume on there. Chanel No. 5, my favorite.
How come I'm not surprised it's Chanel No. 5 for you? You're such a classy woman. Thanks, Amaya, for joining us. What I would say to what you just said is that there's this incredible seduction of living a life that externally looks good. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, being a psychotherapist in private practice and doing my talks and etc., people come up to me, people talk to me on after my show, people are messaging me, DMing me all the time, and they're saying, you know, my life is so unhappy, yet it looks so happy on the outside. Yeah. You know, and people say, what's my first step out? So let me ask you, what's your first step out? What's the first step a person could take to start to claim a freedom and a new life?
Being honest, having the courage to be honest with yourself. What is the problem? If you can't articulate it,
name it.
Yes, if you can't articulate it to somebody, write it down. Okay. That's what why journaling is so powerful.
Journaling is everything.
Yeah.
All my journals here. Journaling is everything, because you got to first admit it. If no one else knows it, at least you know it, and you're not BSing yourself.
Oh. We are the biggest bullshitters to ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Forget about everybody else. We blame everybody else, but you're doing it to you. And once you step aside from that, the people that are supporting and enabling the bullshit will either change or leave.
And that is something we are not saying flippantly, because those who will leave may be extremely close relationships.
Your inner circle. Remember on your TV show we talked about inner and outer circle?
Yeah, all these different concentric circles, the A, the B, the C, you know, and so your deep family might leave as a result, and that's so hard. And Oliver says, be honest. Some people living in a fake world too. Yeah, yes. I mean, for darn sure. That's for darn sure. You don't have to
walk very far, Oliver, to see that.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know, and we're not sitting here trying to be judgy. We're sitting here trying to let people understand that we have to walk that talk. As leaders, if you are to lead people, I mean, we can do all kinds of things and cover up our stuff to be the number one this and the number one that and the best selling this, and everybody's loving on us. But
are you walking the talk?
And this is my thing. I help people uncover their beauty and their power so they can go out and be the best people for their people. And the first place that we look is, what is it that you still have yet to walk and able to be that number one leader for your people? Because people will smell it.
Oh yeah.
We're getting smarter. There's no
energetically people feel it. And Ryan, I'm so glad you're here, because I know you're on sometimes on the Anything Goes show with Morella and Julia, and I'm so glad you're here. Everything always tends to look good from afar until you see it up close. So true. Therefore, we always need to walk up closer to that which looks good and get a more inside perspective. Exactly.
Yep.
Don't idolize those who seemingly, you know, I say people, I've got a lantern walking out of the cave just like you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. And also, Ryan says, remember, it's always easy to make mistakes. Glass Okay, wait. Oh, to mistake glass beads for diamonds since they look shiny. That's true. That's interesting. However, diamonds never come out of the ground shiny and require work to shine brightly. Ryan is our resident amazing poet and writer.
Yes, Ryan, I love that.
I love it. Boy.
And this is the work that we're talking about.
Yeah, really work it. And it's pressure that creates a beautiful diamond.
And most people, to Ryan's point, do not want to do that required work. It doesn't feel good. So we find other things to distract from that, and we mistake it for the work that we're doing.
Yeah, and wouldn't you say, I feel lucky that I didn't grow up with as much, I love social media and I love all this stuff, but that I didn't grow up with as much of this. You know, we had a couple of channels. That's all we had.
And it came off at 12.
Yeah, exactly. It was gone by 12, exactly. A couple of TV channels and that was it. But people are distracted. They've got the neural pathway for distraction.
Yeah.
Distraction, distraction, distraction.
Yeah.
Squirrel, 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 you know. And I think I hope that people realize that is a disservice you do yourself, because you need to stay the course of the personal work, the therapy, the coaching, the journaling, the
mentoring, the modeling, the mentoring,
mentoring, finding people that are on the same wavelength, as opposed to the old people that are putting you down, or people that are sucking on your energy. All the time, vampirically, like in a sucking. Those are the people you need to kind of go, you know, I'm only going to give you this much of my pie. Not this much of my pie, this much of my pie.
Yeah. I want to jump in here and say to you again that we're not detracting from the path that you're on. Whatever it is you're working on out there, it doesn't mean that you have to do an abrupt stop until you do this work that we're talking about.
Do it now while you're in it.
While you're running that race, do the work. It's something it's a private journey. No one has to know or get into your business.
That's right.
But do it, and people will start to see your energy rising up. They get to see your mojo starting to move and rock and roll and build, and they will wonder they'll think you changed their hair, and you might.
And you're like, maybe I changed my hair, but I changed my energy.
But sometimes I say yes, I did change my hair, because they may not understand what you're talking about.
That's right. Would you say that you wanted to give up in your big change?
Oh.
Did you want to go back?
Oh, every day sometimes I'm thinking, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do? But I have.
And did your health improve?
My health. I never went back. I go for other people now.
No, but did your health, your physical health?
I've never seen the inside of an ambulance since.
Wow. Julia says, I struggle with doing the work, but it's an oxymoron, because closing in on myself doesn't feel good either. No. Exactly.
And that's why people don't do it, Julia. It doesn't feel good.
And it's what I talk about is you've got to look at the pain. The pain of doing the work, it's painful, and the pain of not doing the work.
Yeah.
Which is bigger? Yeah. And that's what I always sit in the office when people are like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to read that book. I don't want to. I'm like, no problem. Now, we got the pain of you doing the work. Of walking forward, of journaling, of making different choices, of starting to say no, starting to draw those boundaries. All those are painful things. They're going to bring up some guilt. They're going to bring up all the pain. That's painful. But the much bigger pain is the pain of self-betrayal and the shame and the you know what? The pain of literally sometimes losing your life because you're in these destructive relationships.
Yeah. we to your point, we can make the choice not to feel the pain, but you cannot not feel the pain.
The pain is...
It will leak out in another relationship. You will sabotage the job or the opportunity. You will sabotage your health. So we might fool ourselves into believing that we're skirting away from that work. And it doesn't always have to be gloom and doom, people. You know, some people's stuff is huge.
Yeah.
Yes, and they need serious work and help to help them get
Especially
through.
if it's the primary relationship, your marriage, you know, your family of origin. These are fucking tough to shift out of.
Trauma. We are a society of traumatized people.
Yes.
Whether it be developmental or shock or whatever have you, we are dragging our trauma with us unconsciously.
Of course. Well, we're kind of nuzzling into the comfort zone of our trauma.
But a new product bag will fix that.
Yes, a new product bag will distract us for a while. But it's gonna, and I do believe that we are, I could be wrong, but I do believe we are living in very pressing times where the universe, if there, I believe in a universe, and I believe in a universal consciousness, where I think that the lungs of this planet, okay, if we look at meridians, the lung meridian speaks to grief and pain and grieving. Yeah. And if the lungs of this planet, which they call the Amazon, is on fire, I think that we as a planet are grieving massively. And we are looking at our traumas, and it's a fiery mess right now.
Now I'm going to say something about Toronto, so don't hate on me, Toronto people.
Because you're originally from Toronto.
Because I'm a Toronto people too.
Yeah.
But when you're away from the bigger city, you've noticed some things, and some of the things I've noticed about people since being here this week is
because she lives in Victoria, BC.
I live in Victoria. And not that it's not happening there too, but I seem to notice it coming from a smaller center into a bigger center where the energy and the action is different. There is this pulling away from relationship and connection to people where everything is you need a ride, you press a button. You need food, you press a button. You need, I don't know, sex, you press a button. Whatever you need, you press a button. There is no actual making the effort to get together and know one another.
You mean like speaking and face-to-facing, I mean...
No conversation.
Yeah.
People don't know how to converse with each other.
Getting a community outside
So I was feeling that detachment.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I can come back and make a life for myself in the city. I'm choosing not to at this time.
Right.
But we need to have a conversation with ourselves, and we need to find the beauty and the power and the mojo in our lives so we can have that come out and emanate it everywhere, all parts of our life, and for other people. We need to let other people see us doing the work and rising.
I so agree. I have felt, and I found a couple of communities. The Speaker Slam community. I love the Speaker Slam community. Emerging Speakers Mastermind community. Not that I needed a ton of training in that, but I wanted people that were of like mind, that were interested in inspiration, transformation, and were not just interested in sitting in their crap unquestioned and not questioning it. A life unexamined, what is it they say? A life unexamined is not worth living.
It's not worth living.
That's the old saying. And I think that you've got to examine your life. You've got to look at what you're doing and make courageous choices.
And don't fear if you don't know what your life is supposed to be.
That's a good point, yeah.
I think a lot of us want clarity right from the beginning.
Where am I going to?
End. We don't know until you make at least the decision and make a move. Make a mojo move. And that's why I say that. Make your mojo moves. And sometimes making the mojo move means you have no idea. Yeah. When I landed in Victoria with 2 bags of clothes and a laptop, no idea. I didn't know anyone.
Wow.
I didn't even have a
cup. Talk about courage.
I had not a cup to drink in. I didn't know I was sleeping.
You got yourself an Airbnb or something like that?
Yeah, for about 3 weeks until I found my place where I'm living now, but I had no idea. There was no forward plan, or let me get all these things in place before I make the decision to make the move. There was no time. Make the move. To me, when you make the decision to move, life moves on your behalf. Oh, look, Pam needs a place to move to.
Yeah.
Pam needs a place to live. Pam needs
that
this.
opens up.
Pam needs that. Pam
and
needs
in quantum physics, Joe Dispenza is one of my heroes. A lot of people love him. In quantum physics, you look through the microscope, and the molecules appear. The quantum molecules only appear when you look at them. Yeah. So that means that you can really create your reality through visualization. And people say, well, what am I going to visualize? Don't visualize the actuals. Visualize what you would like to feel like.
Yeah.
So literally visualize that you would like to feel a sense of mastery over your life, your new life.
Good word, mastery. Yeah. Hashtag mastery.
Hashtag mastery, exactly. Mastery over your life. And imagine what that might look like, feel like, be like. Yeah. And that's what you work on. And that starts to appear in your life, in reality, as you do that.
Yeah.
And the power of visualization to me is what I believe saves my life.
And a healthy dose of gratitude. And I know that people...
Love gratitude. Do that work every day. Science proves it works.
It's the crazy glue, people. It's
the crazy glue. I love that.
Because once you have gratitude for the what you're wanting or experiencing,
right,
it pulls in and attaches. So it's like crazy glue.
Oh.
Without it, it might come and fall away.
Well, Joe Dispenza talks about gratitude as the magnet that brings stuff towards you. It is powerful. So don't poo-poo the gratitude. Don't poo-poo the gratitude.
Well, we've talked about a lot of things here, and it all comes back to that whole piece around freedom. We all feel like we are
we entitled to freedom? Are we not entitled? Do we deserve to have freedom?
We
Some people would say no.
Well,
I would say yes.
Those people.
Me too.
We deserve freedom.
Yes.
We don't know what freedom looks like. We believe we live in a free society, in a free country. Okay. We're not going to argue that.
It's a better country
today,
than some, yes.
But we're talking about your personal set of values around freedom. And what does that look like for you? My values won't look like Victoria's values, maybe in part.
Yeah.
But for the most part, her focus is here, my focus is there. It may feel similar.
Right.
Similar energy.
What's freedom to you?
Freedom to me is having the ability to choose and take action on the choice
without
my burden of guilt.
Yes,
and
I love it.
Navigating the good opinion of other people.
And navigating the good opinion of other people.
We talked about that before we put the camera.
That's right, exactly. And the good opinion of other people might be actually very, very good opinions, but you're discerning and you're navigating. You're not just taking their opinion wholesale, right? You're being discerning and you're choosing and you're deciding. Yeah. But I love this notion of making choices for yourself without the burden of guilt.
Yeah.
And acting in ways.
We live in a first world country where we take that for granted. Many places on this planet, and I'm honing in on women again, that is not even a choice for you.
Not even a little bit of a choice.
We banter about this, freedom. We banter about the work. We banter about all these things, and
so many countries that's not the case.
They're not allowed. To the level of where we even get to have this discussion doesn't exist for a lot of people on this planet. We have a beautiful gift, and we don't do anything about it. We don't take up the fact that we are here living. We won the lottery.
Oh my God, we won the lottery.
We won the lottery because of where we happen to be and the amount of choices. We can argue about our government styles and leadership styles until we're blue in the face. We still have the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I choose this.
I choose this. I was having a conversation just the other day with someone who comes from a country in which she has to be a refugee here, and it's not she's highly educated, but simply because she's a woman and her family does not want her to be studying medicine and good things like that. They want her to be a wife and a mother, and they want her to be home, and this stuff. Anyway, she's here, basically fleeing for her life. From her own family of origin. Father, uncles. That's right. My God.
So we don't have to deal with that when we wake up in the morning. When our alarm goes off, we are not fleeing for our lives.
That's right. Not for wanting to be free.
Yeah.
We're not fleeing for our lives for wanting to just be free, to have opinions, to have freedom, to decide what we want, to have the partners we want or not. We're so fortunate. So we want to take advantage of that.
So I'll put this in my hand. This would be your gift of freedom.
Yeah.
And we wake up with it every single day. And what are we doing? We're looking over here and saying, oh my gosh, my life sucks, my life this, my life that. And so many people would love to have this, would love to have what you have.
Totally.
We're focused on the wrong thing. You have this mojo, power, gift, ability, choice, freedom, values.
And you can just take it.
And just take a piece. You don't have to do everything today.
Ryan Radin says, I have learned that all the trials in my life have been the key ingredients that enable me to break free from my negative ties, and I'm grateful for them. That's great. In the grand scheme of things, they were shaping me to move into my destiny.
You were so right. Yeah. Ryan is the man.
He is awesome. I'm loving Ryan. Every setback is a setup for great things. Yeah. Ryan, you're just like, you're awesome. Yeah. The lovely Ryan. I'm just looking at your profile here.
Yeah, Ryan, you've hit the nail on the head again.
Yeah.
And Victoria and I were talking about this. We were discussing a situation in my life that's going through. And she said, you know what? This is exactly what you probably need. And then, of course, we pulled a nice rune card, which helps.
The rune card I love my rune cards. and I meditate on my rune card every day. And Mark Dunn's another amazing philosopher. He's on, by the way, join my closed group Courageous Conversations, because it's a support place for everybody. And if you want to be supported and you want to continue to do mojo moves and courageous moves in a group of people that are on that journey, come to Courageous Conversations. And Mark Dunn is constantly inspiring us. Thanks for joining us today, Mark, the lovely Mark.
And I'll jump in by saying, as the mojo maker, what I help people do, I'm a maker. I make people.
You are.
I'm a maker. I work with people to help get them to that place that they want to be, especially if you are looking to reinvent yourself in your business. You want a new persona. You want people to see that clarity in what you are doing through leadership, all of it. Using my PR background and promotion and publicity background, we clear things up, we add some polish, we put you out there.
And she has the thing about that I super admire about you is that you have over 25 years of experience in PR promotion, teaching, leading. You introduce clients to the hidden areas of power and magic that they maybe don't even see.
No, people can't see themselves. I call them blind spots. We don't see what
and so many of us do enter the blind spot.
And that's why mentors are so important. I can't see my stuff. I rely on other people to straighten me out, or to point, hey, did you see the opportunity over there? Over there, Pamela. One of my favorite stories about missed opportunities, my daughter, I have a daughter, and when she was about maybe not quite 2, we took her to the Toronto Zoo. And I wanted her to see the elephant so bad, this big, majestic, beautiful animal. And I roll her up to the pen where the elephants were, and there's this sort of low fence where they keep them.
Right.
And she is busy staring out the stone wall. And no matter how I tried to move her face,
oh my God,
her eyes kept to
at
the stone wall.
wall.
Meanwhile, beauty exists right there. Now,
wow,
isn't that us?
That is us. We're looking at the wall that we can just climb over. Or what about that great story of elephants that are hooked through a rope to a chair? And they just stayed there because they were trained.
They've been socialized.
Yes.
We've been socialized to stay put, sit down, shut up, take this, don't complain.
Yeah.
Go home, drink, watch Netflix. That's what we've been socialized to do.
Just nuzzle down into your comfort zone and don't grow.
Yeah. And the minute you try...
But your soul will be screaming at you.
Yes. I got sick.
Yeah,
I got
there
sick,
you go.
and I had to
and are you
out.
paying attention to what your soul is saying? Because your soul is always right. Your soul is saying, if your soul is doing, I'm not happy, there's something you got to change. Something you must change.
Yeah.
And just take that in right now. Just everybody, just take that in. I'm just looking at our time. We're going to wrap up very soon, and I want them to know where they can find you. Hey, Carrie, nice to see you. Where they can find you. You can always get this on the replay if you joined us late, by the way. #replay. But I want to say to you is just take that in. If you're not happy in your life right now, your soul is trying to speak to you. And just period. Okay?
The body doesn't lie.
No. Like, I just want you to know that. It's just really, really clear. It's not about wholesale change, but it is about some sort of change. Something has to change if you're not happy. Yeah. Whether it's your perspective, your own perspective. You may need to change your perspective, or you may need to change your whole life, or both. Yeah. Or both.
Your environment speaks loads, by the way.
Yeah.
I had to change my environment in order to survive.
There you go.
Not only did I change my living environment with my husband, I had to leave the city. And not that I was fleeing for my life. That wasn't that.
You just needed to really just detach.
Detach.
Yeah. Okay, so, lovely Pamela. We've said a lot. We've sang a lot. I want to know how they can find you. And you're also writing a book. I want them to be attuned to the fact that you have a book going to come out. It's not out quite yet, but it's going to come out.
Yep. It's called Snatch Back Your Life, and 40 of...
Snatch Back Your Life. I like that.
It's like snatch and then back your life.
Yes. I love that. Snatch Back Your Life. Tamara is joining us very late in the game, but you can watch the replay. Small changes lead to big outcomes, says Ryan. Raiden, yes, you do.
Yes, and you can find me at PamelaSylvan.com.
PamelaSylvan.com. SYLVAN.
And I'm always writing a weekly newsletter. I'm talking about elegant changes, big changes, small changes, and reinvention. We have to reinvent.
Right.
It's not just for the big celebrities out there.
Yeah,
It's for you and I in our daily
Absolutely.
lives. We need to do this and get things going. If you're stuck, it's because life's poking at you and saying, hey you, hey you, hey you, hey you, hey you.
And it won't, and it will not quit.
Oh.
It'll be a whisper. It'll be a scream by the time you finally listen. But
Yeah.
pay attention at the whisper, because it's a little easier
Yeah.
when it's at the whisper
Yeah.
stage.
And keep listening to this person. Oh my God, what a powerhouse you are.
Oh my gosh, thank
Amazing
you.
stuff.
I do this because
know
I
people.
myself am involved in my own mojo moves and my own changes. So I have to keep putting it out there because I feel it provides more value to me
Yeah.
and to other people.
Yeah.
So your website is PamelaSylvan.com.
And then you can find me everything else.
Through there.
Yeah, my YouTube channel.
Oh,
just
right.
all of that
Because there's
stuff,
some really great videos on Pamela's
yeah.
YouTube channel.
But you're going to love the newsletter. You're going to love the
Okay,
newsletter.
sign up for the newsletter. It's a really powerful bit of info coming at you periodically.
Stuff you can bite off and chew and just sort of sit with.
Okay, so join the tribe that this Mojo Maker has created. Okay? And listen, courageous conversations, you need to keep having them with yourself and others. I'm going to have another guest next Wednesday. And also, I just want you to join my Courageous Conversations closed group. Okay? Because I think you'll really enjoy the energetic that everyone is putting out there. We are very committed to just being very human and doing the work and doing it in that nice community. Also, if you feel moved, like my page, Courageous Conversations, Victoria Lorraine Fabish, Courageous Conversations, and just stay in touch. And I'm going to replay this. Okay?
Yeah.
Mwah. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you,
my
Madame,
gosh.
for having me
Thank you
here.
for coming. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you making time, because she's a jet setter. She's leaving tomorrow for back to Victoria, but you'll be back in Toronto at some
Oh,
point.
I'm always going back and forth.
That's right, exactly. Have a brilliant day. It's kind of rainy today in Toronto, but we've had a good run of sun.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh. And keep having courageous conversations with yourself
Yeah.
and others, because that'll help. And your
And-
last final word?
Don't forget to make those powerful mojo moves.
Those powerful mojo moves.
Yeah.
I
You
love
deserve
you.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. I deserve it. And by the way, you deserve it too. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.